Hey everyone, Phi Farley here. It is Friday the 13th. Happy holidays. Got a best bet coming to you here in college basketball. Coming off a loss on what was a super short slate. And to be honest, we got a really short slate tonight too. I think we have one more play than last night, so we're up to 5. And not a ton of games that I like. So I'm going to get right into the best bet. Take it for what it's worth. I don't want to, this is not a big empty your bankroll, put the mortgage on it type play, but it is my favorite play of the night. So, matter of fact, I'll even bounce through the other games and just show you which way I lean, and then I'll give you the best bet here, because it's probably going to be my only college basketball play. Yesterday was the same thing. NBA's got a much more attractive slate tonight. Made 2 NBA plays last night, went 2-0 over there, while I sat on my Southern play in college basketball. So, that said, you got to look through some days like this and look to what's on the other side, which we got bowl season coming up. We got the Army-Navy game this weekend. And then we also got a huge college basketball slate, as well as some NBA and a great NFL card. So a lot of other things to look forward to outside of this kind of crappy Friday college basketball list. So, all right, real quick, going from the top because it's my best bets coming at the bottom. Gardner-Webb, Kennesaw State. So digging into that one a little bit, Gardner-Webb is a little undervalued here. Kennesaw State is absolutely atrocious. They did have a close game in their last one. However, they never led that game the entire way for their first home game of the season. I know they're trying to get a win here. They're going to do whatever they can to try and get a win here against Gardner-Webb. However, Gardner-Webb is flat out the better team by a long shot. So this 10 number, I think Gardner-Webb can cover it, but again, not in love with it, so just leave it at that. Colorado State, nice rivalry. In this state rival like this, it's really hard to take in, the power rankings for these two teams because you could almost throw that out of the window. I think there's value on the Colorado side, again on the favorite here. So the line has moved though towards their direction. It's sitting at 6.5. I think you can get some value up to 8 or so, but not a ton. And you could see Colorado State put on their best possible performance hosting that one. So Nebraska, Indiana, Nebraska just came off an in-state rival match with Creighton, got absolutely crushed. Now they're going to Indiana for a big Big Ten showdown, and I don't think this is going to be much of a showdown. I think Indiana is not only the superior team, but with home court and a nice kickoff to their Big Ten season, I think they absolutely destroy you. One thing to note about the Big Ten, I always give heavier weight to the home team, and you can see that happening already with Penn State over an undefeated Maryland win, Illinois beating, was it Michigan just the other day? The Big Ten, you got to really check out the home team and how dominant they are at home, because you could pick off some nice wins by taking what looks like an inferior team on paper in the Big Ten, because that home court is huge. You can see some big upsets with a home team there in the Big Ten. So anyway, next up, Creighton with Rio Grande, Texas Rio Grande Valley coming into town. Quite honestly, I think Creighton's overlooking this one. I would take, matter of fact, I was almost going to make this the best bet. I like the Rio Grande side here, plus the 18. I think that Creighton just had their in-state rival, Nebraska. Now they have another big game on deck. I don't have it pulled up because it's not my best bet, but Rio Grande's going to be looking forward to this one as they can take off what I think is, I wouldn't say overrated. It's just the Creighton's playing up to their good opponents, and they're not playing up for their smaller opponents, so they're looking not quite as good on paper. So, I like the Rio Grande side there, especially with 18 coming in. Finally, we get to this Prairie View A&M out of Texas there going against Loyola Marymount. So I'm going to go with the Prairie View. I know I just took this side, and there is a scheduling aspect here that I don't like about Prairie View. They have Colorado up next, then they have Seton Hall up after that. When you sign up for Prairie View as an athlete, you do not sign up to play in front of your home, relatives, parents, and so on. They have not had a home game yet, so this is just another game throughout this season that they got to play on the road. So, I don't want to build up that Loyola has such a huge home court advantage here, but my only concern is that they just had this big game against Arizona State where they outperformed the market, and then they have Colorado and Seton Hall, 2 top 25 teams up after that. Prairie View's had a hard schedule. I mean, they've really stacked up this lineup. They've really stacked up their, I'm looking at their strength of schedule right now, 34th in the country. So, don't let the 3-6 record take you all the way to the bank. You got to dig in a little deeper when it comes to who they've played, how they've played them, and, are they outperforming the market or underperforming? Are they overvalued or undervalued? And I still think they're a little undervalued. As a team, they're 5-2 against the number. So you could tell they've outperformed the market time and time again. And we've seen better opponents in Loyola Marymount that Prairie View has covered against, including Texas, including Central Florida, including California. And again, Arizona State in their previous game 2 days ago. So now we got Loyola Marymount. The number opened up at 7.5. I was able to get it at 7. A lot of books are at 6.5 now. I would still take it at 6.5. It may go back up though. I see no reason why Public's not going to be on the West Coast Conference team here instead of Prairie View A&M. The only money that's coming in here is sharp money that has had repeated wins, like myself. Not that I'm sharp money, but that got a win at Arizona State. Now I'm going back to this Prairie View A&M team. I think this is going to be a great game. The only thing I'm concerned about is this scheduling, that they're looking forward to Colorado. Like I said, they haven't played a home game yet, except for Jarvis Christian opening game of the year. But I do think this Prairie View A&M team is still undervalued. If we were to go to KP, they have them at 7 points below an average team in the country, where they have Loyola Marymount 1 point below the average team in the country. So if they were to set a line for this one, it would be 6 plus the home court advantage. So we're looking at about 10.5 is what KP would have this line at. So you can see there's already baked into the equation here that Prairie View is an undervalued team. So, take that for what it's worth. There's all the data, the information. I'm going with the Prairie View side in this very unattractive Friday night card, but going to go with the Prairie View side plus 6.5. And, I think we'll have a one-score game here down to the wire. So root for that Prairie View A&M side. All right. Good luck, everyone, tonight. We'll see you again soon.